Hello, everybody. I am Brett Douglas, the real Brett Douglas, not the Brett Douglas, the manager, not Brett Douglas, the musician. This is Brett Douglas, the baseball expert. Why am I a baseball expert? Well, I'm picking games at 75% this season, this crazy season where Colorado is like tied with LA for first place. Colorado. Did anyone see that coming? Uh, I mean, there's maybe like two or three. I mean, I'm going to look at the standings, but I think there's like two or three really bad teams. And everyone else has like 9 wins. And the most wins is like 16, maybe 17 by the Dodgers. Let's see how. But let's check out. Okay, okay. Yeah, I did go into hibernation. The Dodgers are 20-8. San Diego 16-12. Colorado is 13-13. Okay, so like I predicted, I said this week that things would start to even off, which means San Francisco is going to stay in last place at 12-16. They're actually going to get worse. They're going to trade people off. Arizona is going to get better, and Colorado is going to go down into the second to last place. San Diego is a surprise, and their offense is very, very exciting. Um, I would say that Machado is, with that big contract, I mean, kind of a disappointment. I mean, the way that he is playing, but Tatis Jr., um, who, you know what, the White Sox traded him. He was a 17-year-old kid at the time. Uh, People like to talk crap about that online. I really don't care. My team just hit 27 home runs in the last 7 games. Cleveland, in all of their season, has 26 home runs. The White Sox are going to be good for the next 5 to 7 years. Really, really good. You're going to get annoyed at how good the White Sox are. But San Diego also um, is going to get better. The Dodgers, I know they're 20-8, but they won a lot of one run games, and their offense really didn't get going, but they found a way to win. The Dodgers, 20 wins. Let's see what the Yankees are because since they're 16-9, Minnesota 17-10, Atlanta 15-15, Oakland 19-8. Oakland, my pick to win the AL West. Um, Nobody had Oakland, but I had Oakland, Houston, and then the Angels, who are 8-19. I mean, they just got Rendon, but they don't have good pitching. And I mean, they've been batting Tommy LaStella fourth sometimes. Pujols is still making like 30 million, but he's over the hill. They need a plan because they have Mike Trout, and Mike Trout, we're not seeing him in the playoffs. That is a problem. Let's go back to the NL West. Someone that is not being talked about is San Francisco. Um, Jeez, how am I? Um, Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto, his stuff actually looks pretty good this year, and he's got decent stats. I think that's a very good trade candidate for a team like the White Sox. We'll talk about the White Sox, but we're going to first talk about their crosstown rivals who they just kicked the crap out of, the Chicago Cubs. So it's Chicago Cubs, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Um, kind of a crazy guy. A little kid made a prediction that this right here would be the standings for the NL Central, and I kind of went crazy with my comments. Nah, I didn't go crazy. I said, "Are you crazy?" No, I didn't say you're crazy. Cincinnati. I don't. It's St. Louis sucks. They're 7-8. They're 4 games back. Um, they had COVID problems. Pittsburgh is horrible. Pittsburgh's the worst team in both leagues. They're one of those teams I'm talking about that's 5-17. Um, I can't believe the Angels are one of those teams. We'll talk about the NL East. Let's see if we have any other of those teams. Not really. Boston 9-18. They're gonna be rebuilding soon, but and Washington at the bottom. Okay, so yeah, Pittsburgh is the worst, and all everyone else, at least, like I said, at least has 9 wins. Angels have 8. Let's see, Washington 9 wins, Boston 9 wins, and Detroit 10 wins. Cool. All right, so Johnny Cueto would be a great trade candidate. His stuff is back. He's got a big contract, but yeah, I need to check out how many years on his contract, how old he is. If it's a rental for this year, his stuff is electric, and no one's noticing. They just did a 7 best trade candidates. He wasn't on there, so this is some inside information here. All right, let's go to the NL Central. Cincinnati will take the second place spot. Um, Nick Castellanos, probably saying his name wrong, went from Detroit to the Cubs last year. He led the major leagues last year with 58 doubles. I don't have any stats in front of me. All my stuff is right up here. Yes, he led the league with 58 doubles. This year, he's raking in home runs too. He, I think, is 6th or 7th in the league in home runs. But he is killing it. And they got to get Suarez going, and they got a lot of good young kids, but they got pitching, man. St. Louis is weak. Oh my God. Oh, it's just they got a lot of good role players, speed and defense and a little pitching, all that stuff that is good in the playoffs. But it sure didn't work for them when I predicted that Washington would sweep them in the NL Championship Series. Only expert Pedro Martinez said St. Louis is going to win the first game. Uh, Smoltz, whoever was on TBS, all 4 of them had St. Louis winning that first game. You know what I did? I had someone betting $1,000 on each game. I told them bet Washington every single game. He said, "What? I never heard someone say that." Well, I thought that they would win in 5 games. Most people thought St. Louis would win in 6 games. St. Louis, I had Washington winning in 5 games, maybe sweep. I was thinking 5 games though. Well, I wasn't gonna go back and forth and be like, "Yo, Scherzer's pitching this game. I pick them to win." Um, you know, and then they win, and then I'm like, "Okay, I think they're gonna lose this game." No way, no way. If they're going to lose in 5 games, I have them pick him all 4 games. They won all 4 games. Grand, grand, grand. That's $4,000, baby. First game, they were the underdogs. Speaking of Washington, I could have made people very rich last year. There was a time, May 17th or May 23rd, that team was 13 and 28. This brain is crazy, and it might be wrong, but it's pretty damn close. I told my homie, uh, P Money, Backyard P, check from, I don't know what that is. But I told P Money if I was rich, I would bet $1,000 on Washington to win every single game for the rest of the season. They ended up winning 94 games. Um, so they were the underdogs for those first games to get to 500. Then they were even, and then they were probably favored. It don't matter. You would have got rich. Okay. Also, Washington was my preseason pick to win the World Series. They won the World Series. And it seems like this show is all about me talking about how great I am. Well, it kind of is because I can help you. Okay? I can help you if you are betting on the games. I have a service. $100 a week, I give you the picks. Um, but if you just want to tune in to, get information on the divisions, but yeah, Cincinnati will take that second spot. You heard it here first. Um, Oakland, Houston, Texas will move to the bottom of the division. Um, Angels will take that third spot. Seattle is up and coming. We'll get second to last. Houston will get second, and Oakland. Um, I said Oakland was going to win the division. People said I was crazy, and they're 19 and 8. So does that make them crazy? I don't know. Here we go. The NL East. Something crazy going on in the NL East. Washington, the World Series champions, are in last place. Philadelphia is having some problems too. They're 9-10, but they just made a big trade with Boston to get Boston's closer. They got a guy from the Yankees too. They gave up a lot of guys on the farm, but Philly now has a bullpen. Their bullpen was last in the major leagues at I think a 9 ERA or an 8 ERA. All up here. I don't need papers in front of me. Nothing. I just got the standings. Atlanta, um, no surprise there. Miami 10-9. That is a surprise. I think Miami will get last place. I think Washington will get second to last place. I think probably um, Philly and the Mets are going to fight it out for that second spot in the division, and which gets you into the playoffs this year. And I think it's going to be the Mets. It's going to be the Mets this year. Pedro Alonso. I don't know his freaking name. It's probably Pedro Alonso. Rookie last year hit 53 home runs. And they have pitching, pitching, pitching. Let's move on to the AL East. The Yankees, the team that I had, meeting the Dodgers in the World Series. 16-9. Tampa Bay 17-10. No surprise there. Toronto 13-11. 2 games over 500. I mean, I had them second to last. I had Boston third after New York and Tampa Bay. But now Boston is totally going to rebuild. So Boston will probably get last place, and they'll probably want last place, wanting that draft pick. Baltimore, who was supposed to lose 120 games if they played 162 game season, um, maybe 105 games, 110 games. They were supposed to be horrible. 12 and 14, pretty damn good. Um, I think they'll stay right where they are, second to last. Toronto third. I don't see Toronto creeping up on Tampa Bay, but I don't think Tampa Bay is as good as the record at 17 and 10. They have 17 wins, which is more than the Yankees. But Tampa Bay somehow, with no payroll, just seems to somehow freaking every year. They won 100 games last year. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable what this team does. And maybe if they added money to the payroll, it would hurt them. Maybe they're better at like having no payroll and just being freaking awesome. They have some really good young talent, and they're going to be fighting the Yankees. Um, I mean, they'll be fighting on. I mean, they'll be in the playoffs this year, but they I don't see them as a threat this year. Anything can happen, but I see them a threat going forward in the next 3 to 4 years. Let's go to the AL Central. Minnesota 17 and 10. No surprise there. I had Minnesota winning the division. Then I had the White Sox and Cleveland fighting it out like they are. Cleveland is 16 and 10. White Sox are 16 and 11. Um, Kansas City 11 and 15. Detroit 10 and 14. Detroit and Kansas City with 10 wins and 11 wins. I mean, this year it's been very hard to pick because, I mean, these standings are pretty pretty insane. Um, I mean, Detroit, another team that was supposed to look like Pittsburgh, and be like 5 and 15. Um, Between Detroit and Kansas City, I don't know who I had last. It really doesn't matter. But I have the White Sox, who are the most exciting team in the major leagues right now. Um, I mean, okay, so 4 games ago, they hit 4 home runs in a row. It's only happened 10 times. So I put up 5 fingers. It's only happened 10 times, and they have done it twice. Another team on that list has done it twice. I don't remember what that team was. So that's very exciting. Then they hit 6 homers a game after that. Then the pressure's on. They're playing the Cubs. They're at Wrigley. It's John Lester against Dallas Keuchel. Oh, who's overrated? Who got way too much money? Really? Dallas Keuchel is a ground ball pitcher in a hitter's park, and he has been the rock solid veteran that after the White Sox won 6 games and then started losing, he called them out. He said, "I'm seeing a lack of passion. I'm seeing laziness." Dallas Keuchel, hell yeah, Dallas Keuchel. I don't care how much money he's making. We and the last 5 years by WAR, wins over replacement, we have Rondell, who is statistically the best catcher of the last 5 years. We got 6 home runs. We beat the Cubs 10-1. Talk about a statement. Now tonight we got Hendricks going, who I think has been. I mean, Lester's been dominant, but I really think that Hendricks has been the Cubs' most consistent starter, especially after Lester got rocked yesterday. His ERA was like 280. I'm not sure what it went to, but Hendricks is at like 330. Um, and I just think Hendricks doesn't get his credit in that rotation. That rotation. That Are you missing Quintana, who will go 12-10, 4.30 ERA. Yeah, that's the kind of guy that I want to trade. Um, like an MVP candidate, and then a guy that might be good enough to be like a Cy Young or yeah, that and the Cubs, um, Jed Hoyer, the guy that freaking signed Carl Crawford to a huge contract in Boston. They wanted him the heck out of there. Um, the Cubs have a $220 million payroll. They better be good. They've been choking the last couple years, and I have rooted for them this year because I have to be smart. And if I know the Cubs are going to win, I'm going to bet on them. I am not betting on this game today. Um, Ronaldo Lopez is pitching for the White Sox. He's coming back from injury, so I think it's good. Luckily, Keiko went like 7.5 innings. He went actually. I think he finished the full 8 innings, and then one other pitcher came in. I think Ronaldo Lopez is going to get at least 2 innings unless he starts sucking, and then we're going to yank him. And the White Sox bullpen has been incredible. Um, Cubs have had some good guys step up. I like how Ross is yanking Kimbrel, but it's really messing with his mind. He's got to have a role. If he's the closer, you gotta stick with him. He doesn't his stuff is not closer stuff anymore. Pick another closer. Tell him his role is being a setup guy. If he gets his stuff and his confidence back, put him back as a closer. I really don't know much about that side of town. I know about the White Sox. I know about my pick for Rookie of the Year, Luis Robert. Is he going to be the Rookie of the Year? Yeah, he is. Um, People said shouldn't have signed Abreu. He took the qualifying offer. It's not just what Abreu does on the field, even though he's killing it. He led the league in RBIs last year, and frickin' the mathematical dorks say RBIs don't matter anymore. F you. There is a way that you can mix um, sabermetrics with old school baseball, and that's where I am. I like a good mix. So today, but it's going to be a great game today. But I mean, Tim Anderson has become a clubhouse leader with Jose Abreu, with Dallas Keuchel. This is Encarnacion has not done very well. He will be gone next year, and we'll have Vaughn, who's going to be a stud, who is an on base machine with some power. But for a first baseman, he's like 5'11. Um, and I mean, he's like 23. We can't have him DH. But really, Eloy Jimenez needs to stop running into walls. Enough of that. So he's so bad at defense that maybe he needs to be the DH. I know Vaughn took some ground balls at third. I mean, they got a lot of options. It really sucked that Marginal came up and got injured. He was doing really well. He looked awesome. He looked like a leadoff hitter. Um, Even though we have a leadoff hitter, Tim Anderson, who's hitting like 370. Um, but he doesn't walk, but he's walked a little more. But I say that just because I saw him walk once recently. Uh, but if you bat 370, I mean he got the batting title last year. So And I it's a fun rivalry with the Cubs. I've taken shots and stuff, but you guys can take shots at us. It's all fun. It's all fun, and that's what's fun about this crosstown series. We got two more games. I feel like the White Sox are going to split these two games. Um, I I haven't been betting on them the last two or three games. I should have bet. I mean, Lester looked at it. I looked at his numbers. Keuchel's numbers were awesome, but the Cubs really, really were the probably the most consistent team in baseball um, until you started losing to either St. Louis or Milwaukee. That they're bad. Milwaukee's bad. I think St. Louis is bad. Everyone else thinks they're real good. Pittsburgh's horrible, and so that the Cubs are very lucky they get to play them 10 times. Um, White Sox are lucky they're going to get to probably play them 3 times. What's I'm going to wrap this up, but what's really, really exciting is the last 3 games of the season. It's going to be at I call it Comiskey Park, LaSalle. I can call it whatever I want. Um, it's going to be at Comiskey Park against the Cubs, and there could be playoff. Both teams could be vying for the playoffs, and one team could knock the other out. Um, I think the Cubs definitely have one of the two spots wrapped up um, in a gift basket. Because I really don't see many good teams in their division. I don't like St. Louis that much. I I don't know what's wrong with Yelich, but Milwaukee, they have bad pitching, except for freaking Woodruff, starter, and Hader. They have one of the best closers in the game. If it's over when if Hader's in and they're up by one or two, bye, we won. And Milwaukee just upset Minnesota. Very hard to pick this year. If you are a gambler, um, the game I'm going to give you today is going to be Washington. Take the run line, so it's going to be Washington. Max Scherzer is going, um, and Washington. They're in last place, so I look at where teams are and where they should be and where I think they're going. Do I think Washington's going to the top? No, I think they're pretty burnt out from that crazy season they had last year, especially starting pitchers. Um, but I feel like Washington's going to win this one. So Washington minus 1.5 today. Um, I'm not touching that White Sox and Cubs game. I wouldn't even touch it with a stick because anything can happen in White Sox Cubs games. I remember me and my friend Greg went to a game. Diaz, this horrible rookie for the White Sox, was going against a prime, amazing Zambrano. It's one of my all-time favorite Cubs, Zambrano. I like Zambrano in my life. Kerry Wood fan too. Um, and the White Sox won. I mean, anything can happen, but is the magic really there without the fans? I don't know. I think today we're going to find out because really the Cubs are the should be the odds-on favorites with the pitching matchup. Uh, Lopez has been horrible last year, and then he got hurt this year, and now he's back, and he's probably bad. But the White Sox just hit, hit, hit homers and homers and homers. Um, and the Cubs, they're an on base machine. Um, is Bryant going to be back in the MVP hunt? He's really, I think he's a disappointment with his injuries, and I mean that 2015 year was unbelievable. Rizzo, he's one of my favorite Cubs. Do I root against the Cubs? Yes. Uh, am I going to root against the Cubs every game this year? Absolutely not, because the Cubs are going to be playing Cleveland, who we need you to knock out. I don't see the White Sox winning the division. So whatever about Minnesota, let Minnesota beat Cleveland. Let the Cubs beat Cleveland. Um, let's all beat Cleveland. Let's just all, just root against Cleveland. I mean, does anyone really like that? And maybe they'll be changing their name. They used to be the Cleveland Spiders at one time. I like that. I'm afraid of spiders. That'd be kind of cool. Um, so I'm Brett Douglas. Um, I have no name for my show. Um, Brett the Wolfman's baseball. I don't know. This has been Brett the Wolfman, and I've been talking baseball. So talking baseball with Wolf, talking baseball with Brett the Wolfman. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And if you're a Cubs fan, go Cubs. If you're a Sox fan, go Sox. It's going to be an exciting game. And if you're a fan of any other team and you disagree with my standings, we'll see at the end of the year. But comment, subscribe if you're a baseball fan, um, like, dislike, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Ah, have a great day. I'm Brett the Wolfman.